Welcome to SouthPod, the first and foremost podcast created to tell the true story of tech innovation in the American South. SouthPod is hosted by John Yarian and Stanfield Gray and produced by Dig South Tech Media. Dig South Tech Media is the South's tech hub, the place where leading global brands connect with the most scalable startups. Visit us at digsouth.com and follow us on social media at Dig South. The following episode features Al Silvestri, partner and CMO at Coffee Labs. This episode was recorded live at the 2019 Venture Atlanta Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Now let's dig into SouthPod with Al Silvestri.
Welcome back to SouthPod. We are here live at Venture Atlanta, and I am with Al Silvestri.
Hi.
Founder of Coffee Labs, and I'm super excited to be with you today because we're going to talk marketing. So tell us about Coffee Labs, what you do.
Sure. So we're a young agency, 4 years old, and really specializing in interactive digital experiences.
Okay.
Can range from touchscreen kiosks to projection mapping, really centered around the concept of getting higher levels of engagement, especially at events like this.
Sure.
So at events like this, we come in, we'll bring in that unique experience, and I keep saying that, there's a lot of groups out here handing out koozies and pens and adapters.
Right.
That's not why we would ever be brought on.
Yes.
We get brought on when we're really trying to build a relationship between a guest and the brand, and in this case here it's Invesco.
Okay.
So we're really happy to be working with them, and they're a real big supporter of trying things that are different, things that are non-traditional. That's really where we specialize, is creating non-traditional types of engagements.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have some examples.
Yeah. So here's a good example of what we're doing here this last few days with Invesco, and the whole notion is we create we 3D map a face, and then we wrap these word clouds. And these words define the company or whatever the theme of the event might be. And as you can see, the experiences are quite dynamic. They're very, very engaging type of portraits. A lot of people here are using these portraits for their LinkedIn profile picture. They show up on Facebook. Again, taking the notion of a photo booth, a traditional photo booth, and putting a twist on it. And that's what we do at Coffee, is we take the very traditional and we put a spin on it. So this is a really good example of the kind of work that we do.
Okay. And what are some other examples of?
So within the financial sector, we've done things such as interactive DJ booths for financial advisors. So a financial advisor would walk up and to promote, in this case, the multi-factor equalizer. It's a special fund that the brand was working on, and we took the idea of an equalizer, like a music equalizer, and we put a twist on it, and we created custom tracks. So a financial advisor would walk up to this beautiful DJ booth, and they would start playing with the dials. It was a giant touch screen, and you would interact with the dial as if you were mixing music. And that would change the different regimes of the different factors of the fund, and that would then affect a 30-foot LED wall. So became sort of the center hub of this conference that we were doing. So we've done things like that. Another big experience we built a while back is we used biometric technology. So these are wearables and front-facing cameras that analyze your emotional state as it applies to your level of optimism. So optimism and risk tolerance, and how the two interact with each other.
Okay.
So we were able to show content, and then we were able to see how you were emotionally reacting to that content.
Okay.
Through a wearable, through different sensors. Again, very, very non-traditional type of experiences. That's really Coffee's sweet spot.
Okay. So do you customize each experience, or do you have like this is maybe a standard list, but then if you want something special, we'll do that too?
Yeah. So in this case here, the one we're doing with the
Yes.
power portraits, we came up with a strategy, and we built an experience, and then we take it to multiple conferences for Invesco.
Okay.
But typically, we'll work with a brand, they'll tell us what their mission is, and then we'll customize an experience so that it's perfect for that audience.
Okay, great. So I know we've talked a little bit about Invesco, but you're based in New York.
Based in New York, yeah.
So why is Invesco here in Atlanta at Venture Atlanta?
Well, this conference, I think it's the first time they've done this specific conference. So they approached us and they were looking for something a little non-traditional. They started talking about what we've done with Power Portrait, and they were very open to trying it here. This experience will also be happening in Fort Lauderdale in January at a much larger conference. So it'll be this experience a little bit more blown out. But you know, I really respect and appreciate clients that are willing to try things that are different, right? Like I keep saying, handing out a koozie, I even hate the word saying the word koozie. In fact, I see them here and I have to look the other way.
Right, yes.
So I try to avoid any conversations that have to do with branded pens or koozies. Or adapters, or those little fans that you put on your phone, you know?
My mind goes to the basket that I'm pretty certain we've probably got in a closet somewhere that has all of those in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we all like taking that stuff, but we feel that when we build these types of experiences, the engagement level is far greater.
Sure.
The memory of what you went through goes a lot further. Something like this has far greater value than that koozie will ever give you.
Of course.
We feel. And that's why we make these portraits dramatic. In fact, when a guest walks into the booth, they're like, should I smile? And I'm like, you know, you can, but you probably shouldn't. Because this is a really, really well done portrait.
Right.
And it can be very dramatic, and it's your facial expression that says a lot about you, and you can use this in lots of different ways. So yeah, that's kind of a quick snapshot.
Okay. So here, and I'm very intrigued by this question because I wrote down what I was to ask you and I was given no hint or context. You were to share the unique way one would discover your office in New York.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, we're in New York. We have offices in New York, Los Angeles as well, in Chicago, but we're based in New York. And you know, we wanted to build a story about something that embodies our thinking. So we built, so we're called Coffee Labs, down in Broome and Mott, in Lower East Side, and we had this vision of a coffee shop. So you, on ground level, you walk into a Cafe Grumpy, it's a coffee shop, and I'll usually meet a client there. We'll show them around, get them a cup of coffee, and then I'll walk them over to a bookcase, and the bookcase has a secret little button on it. You press it, it unlocks, and then you slide the bookcase into the wall, and it's a speakeasy. It reveals a spiral staircase. Wow. You walk down the spiral staircase, and then it reveals our office, our labs, underground. First horse carriage studio in the United States. Lincoln, well, they built Lincoln's inaugural horse carriage down in that space. We've got a grotto. And it's a really good example of how we feel about experiences. So we felt that, you know, if we're really committed to building curated, unique experiences, well then coming to our office should be the same thing.
Wow.
So we made the investment of building this little speakeasy experience because it's giving our clients a strong message.
Yes.
That we're fully committed. I mean, fully committed to delivering experiences like you've never seen before. Wow. And you look, when it comes to innovation, talking about innovation and delivering innovation are two completely different things. At Coffee, we deliver, and that's something that's sort of been my mission from day one, is less talk and more action. And you know, when we talk about being able to deliver something that's unique, it has to deliver on that.
Wow. So
you know, I surround myself with a great team, and they're all fully committed to the same type of passion that it takes. And you know, it's like the Wild Wild West. It's not there's no formulas to any of this. So what we're doing is we're kind of inventing what innovation at a conference like this could actually look like. Doing an interactive DJ booth, creating 3D modeling on a face. At first glance or at first thought, you might say, well, what has that got to do with financial matters and a category like this? But the reality is you can take technology and you can really use it in an interesting way to create higher levels of engagement, to create a memorable experience. So when someone walks away with this, they also get a text and email to them so they can share it out and post it. It's something that stays with them for a lot longer.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Southpod. Before we go, how can we find out more about Coffee Labs, get in touch with you?
So check out www.coffee.com. That www always throws me off.
That's perfect.
But look us up online and feel free to reach out to us. And if you're looking for something different and unique, call us. If you're looking for a cocktail party or a koozie, don't call us.
Awesome. Thanks so much for tuning into Southpod.